This video is brought to you by 101figurine.ro. Check out 101figurine.ro to see a large assortment of action figures and statues from your favorite universes. Hello and welcome, my name is Lazar and today we are checking out the Ultimate Striker Eureka from Neca Toys. Yes, you heard correctly guys, this is an ultimate version. The initial Striker, well, was a bit of a disappointment. But anyway, here's the box for him. Okay, you can get a nice Ultimate Edition box there. It's got a window up front, really cool graphics on the front and on the back. They actually use some artwork from the film. You get a window so you can inspect the figure before picking it up, you know, to want to see if there's any paint bleed or splotch or anything that you don't want to see before getting to the cash register. So what we're gonna do an unboxing for this guy, after which we're gonna do a full review, take it by the numbers, pretty much go through articulation, paint tab, sculpt, etc, etc. You guys know the deal. Alright, so the two sides that you haven't seen of the box is the top with don't choke on your Eureka and the bottom, which nobody cares about. It also has some additional geeky stuff like how many kills did he have, what power, what the speed, etc, etc. Anyway, you get a small piece of tape on top. I'm just gonna cut this one really quick, after which you gotta pull out the cardboard tab, which is kind of big. Okay, so you really gotta get your finger in there and pull it out. There we go. Two additional tabs on the side, 1, 2, and this one also comes with a background, which I'm gonna show you guys in a second. But first we're gonna get out the blister containing Striker along with all the accessories. So here he is. We get a lot of accessories with him. Again, it's an ultimate edition, so I was expecting this. And now I'm gonna get out the background so you guys can see it. It's the same as in the case of Ultimate Gypsy Danger. You get a pair of skyscrapers, well, a lot of skyscrapers there, the Pacific Ocean, and at the bottom what appears to be a bomb bay door or a hangar door, something like that. So if you guys want to use this, by all means do so. Now, let's get the Striker and look at the packaging a little bit closer. You can see all the accessories. Okay, you get some missiles, the backpack, the fins, and also on the back you will see there's another accessory which is hid away in this little bag, so careful with it. Now we have 1, 2 ties we need to undo, after which we're gonna take a better look at him. And presto, changeover through the magic of video editing, he is free. So what I want to do right now is give you guys a really good close-up of the sculpt, the paint tab, and let you judge for yourself. I don't feel the need to tell you, listen, the paint is good. You can see for yourself if the paint is up to your standards or not. For my own 2 cents, the sculpt is spot on because Neca has access to the digital files used in creating these Jaegers in the movie. So it's pretty hard for them to mess up the sculpt. The paint tab, for the most part, let's say 90% is spot on. There are some bleeds here and there, and not everything is precise, but we need to keep in mind that this is a $25 figure. We're not paying a lot for this one. It's pretty affordable. And here's a look at the head sculpt. Sorry about that. Alright, you get the bulldog biting a missile, which is his iconic emblem there, and some marine, I guess, I don't know, some military numbers there. I have no idea what is that all about. Anyway, I'm gonna flip them to the back, and now we're gonna go through the accessories. You probably noticed there are 2 big holes here, okay, and they're different. Look at them, okay, they're differently shaped. Those are for these 2 wings. These are not exactly accessories because these are part of the Jaeger itself, okay. It's not something you add on, it's supposed to have them by default. Alright, so I want you guys to take a good look. Both of them are specifically sculpted, okay, so you can't put them in any way you want to. You gotta align them properly because they're supposed to make a nice like V shape. So you line them up and then you press, oh, sorry about that. Be careful with them, it's pretty hard on camera. Now I did preheat, okay, off camera, I did preheat these 2 holes here so they go in smoothly, but even so, even with a little bit of hairdryer treatment, they go in pretty hard. But once they're in, as you can see, it's a pretty nice fit, okay, it's very flush, no gap there, which is definitely what I like to see. Now for the other one. Again, sorry about the goofiness, it's a little bit hard on camera because these guys don't really go in very easily. And that's a good thing because you don't want them to fall off. Again, these wings are part of the Jaeger. I think this one, yeah, this one goes in a little bit better. There we go. Very flush, as you can see, and a top view. There you go, see, perfect fit. Now we do have one additional accessory, or one accessory for his back, better said. You might recognize this one from the movie. This is his backpack, his nuclear backpack. Now they use this, or the plan was to blow up the breach or something like that, blow up where the monsters come from. It didn't work, but that's not important. What is important, that it's got these 8 vents. Now these 8 vents are on ball pegs. For whatever reason, I didn't really see them move in the movie. I saw them light up, but that's about it. Oh, by the way, guys, one thing you should note, my peg came out of the backpack. Okay, it did not break. This is a separate piece attached to the backpack. Okay, and it simply came off. So, as you can see, it won't be strong enough now. So, if this happens to you, there's only one thing to do. Super glue. Now we're gonna attach it to its back. You try to line it up as best you can. Careful how you push, so you... Oh yeah, line the groove here. See, there's a groove in the backpack, and there you'll also find a same shape on the back of Striker, so it only again goes in one way. Careful about it. And again, you align it as best you can, and you try not to break it. You gotta push it in. Again, push from the center so you don't break the peg. Oh yeah, this ain't going in. This ain't going in. We need plan B. Plan B. Yes, we will go to plan B. Plan B is remove the back fins. We just put them on, I know. We're gonna remove the back fins so we get a little bit of wiggle room. Okay, so one is off and get the other nice and slow. Don't force it. You don't want to break anything. Alright, and now we got the wiggle room. And with the wiggle room, we shall, well, wiggle. There we go. There we go. I think that's all the way in. Yeah, let me make sure. Yeah, that's gotta be it. And I'm gonna show you how flush it is. From the top you can't really see, but perhaps from the side. Yes. See, so that's as good as mine is ever gonna get. It's pretty, well, it's good enough for me. Anyway, let's move on now. I reattach my fins and we're gonna take a look at the last accessory. Now this is a replaceable chest piece for Striker. Okay, you pop off the normal chest piece and you insert this one. It comes with the same graphics. You see the chest piece is open, revealing 6 missile bays or missile launches, whatever you want to call them. Again, this is part of Striker's iconic move in the movie. So how do you remove the chest? Nothing easier. There are 2 slots on the sides. Let me show you. One over here. Yeah, right here. And one over here. And we all know everybody's gonna get their nails in there, so just go on ahead, pull on one side and then pull on the other. Try to gently, you know, so you don't damage anything. And you see there are 2 peg holes there. Now we're gonna align the secondary chest, or the exposed chest, whatever you want to call it. Oops, not like that. Like this. Just align it and push only down on the missile bays. Okay, the missiles themselves. Don't push on those little parts because, well, those look pretty fragile to me. There we go, it's in place. On these. Okay, don't push on these. These are fragile. Alright, now we do have one additional final accessory, and it works with the missile base there. We get 3 missiles, each of them coming with, fiery stuff, fiery reaction stuff on the back. And you will see all of them are of different sizes, so it will give the impression that they're fired in different times. Okay, it really makes a cool effect. Let me show you guys. So this is the small one. You can attach the missiles, any one of them, in any missile bay. Okay, or missile launcher, again, whatever it's called. What I'm gonna try to do here is create a barrage kind of like effect, you know, like a 1, 2, 3, something like that. But again, you can put them any way you want as long as it's in these one of these 6 holes. Try to align them a little bit so they look like they're going in the same direction. There we go, and here you go. Now Striker is creating a missile barrage to take down Mutafor or whatever your fantasy is for him. I don't know. Personally, I didn't care that much about the movie, but I do like the figures. So there's that. There we go. So it looks pretty cool. I gotta say, this looks awesome. Now we're gonna get into articulation, starting as per the usual at the head, which is on a ball peg. Okay, so being on a ball peg, you can go from side to side. Pretty good range of motion there. Sculpt does not get in the way. He can look down pretty nicely. Up, not so much. The sculpt does actually get in the way of him looking up, but he can look down and pivot a little bit. So decent range of motion there. Now things get complicated because he's got a very interesting shoulder joint. Rather said shoulder joints. He's got 2 swivel hinges. No, a swivel hinge and a hinge. At the base, there's the swivel hinge. You see it? Okay, it should be pretty clear there. And this is just the hinge, and I'm going to show you guys how these work one at a time. So first of all, the normal joint, you hinge out, pretty good range of motion. And the swivel, well, works like a swivel. Careful with these, they feel a little bit fragile, the joints that is. Very good range of motion. Again, you can get around the sculpt very nicely. Now what I want to do is show you the secondary joint on the shoulder there. And this is the hinge I was talking about. This is pretty stiff and I'm afraid to pull on it too hard. Okay, there's the hinge, you can see it clearly, because I don't want to break it. So I'm holding the shoulder piece and I'm trying to make it move. And there you go, it feels ratchety. Okay, it might be a ratchet joint, which is weird considering how fragile that joint is. But anyway, you do get a secondary joint, so that's super increased range of movement. At the lower elbow, actually, you get a swivel. And of course, you do get the hinge as well, about a 90-degree. Again, very good range of motion. The original Striker didn't have this good range of motion. As for the hand, it's on a hinge swivel combo. As you would expect. Maybe a ball peg would have been a bit better, but I like this as well. You decide which one you like best. Also, another thing about the arms, they come with these blades, which retract and get to hide inside the armor there, the blade base or whatever you want to call them. And you can also detach them. As you can see, they're just put on pegs. So if you don't want them on your Striker at all, you just pull them off completely. You can put them back in. Okay, it doesn't require you to break or glue anything, which is definitely cool. Right. As for the right arm, it's pretty much the same story as in the case of the left arm. Let's move down to the chest. Now, as far as I can see, the chest is attached to the waist on a barbell style joint. Okay, so double balls. That's pretty much the deal here. You get a little bit of side to side action, a little bit of up and down, not that much. Again, the sculpt impedes the movement there. As the waist will have a swivel, as you would come to expect by now. And this would be the maximum, what I'm showing you right now, because the sculpt gets in the way for more than this. But again, pretty good range of motion. I don't think you'll ever need more than that. Now we're gonna go down to the feet, and this is where my concerns start. These are the same joints as used in the case of the Ultimate Gypsy Danger. As you can see on mine, they're super loose. Unfortunately, this is my case. You may have a better one, but this will impede positioning and posing, sadly. So up, it only goes this far. Unfortunately, it's a hinge, okay, with a swivel. You also get a swivel at the thigh, as you can see, a pretty good swivel, so you can use that swivel to get a better high kick, but it looks like he's kicking a ball now. So there's that. So again, the swivel at the thigh is good. You can get a very good back kick, and using this back kick is the only way to get a full range of motion out of the hinge of the hip. And I'm going to show you that in a second. Again, I'm very gentle with these because they feel a little bit frail and I don't want to break them. And yes, I did use the hairdryer. So here you go. You get some good range of motion out of the hinge. And now, because we got around the sculpt, I can put the leg down and actually get some side-to-side use out of that hip hinge. There you go. Okay, so you can get around it. Just be careful. Again, don't force them. I wouldn't really recommend it. And that's about it for the hip. Again, very loose on mine. As for the knee itself, you get about a 45-degree hinge. And you also get a swivel, which is absolutely awesome. Okay, so you get a swivel hinge combo at the knee. Again, very good range of motion. It could be better, of course. It could be a better angle, but I think it's good enough. As for the foot, is on a ball peg, and it's a pretty extended ball peg, as you can see here. It's pretty long. That means awesome ankle rocking, and this is gonna help a lot with positioning, a lot with posing. Okay, at the end of the day, most of you, that's what you want from your figures, I guess, to pose them. As for the left foot, left leg, it's pretty much the same story as in the case of the right leg. And now it's time to wrap up this review. Overall, I love the figure. The sculpt is absolutely spot on. The paint job, 90% of it is absolutely perfect. There are a few issues here and there, but then again, it's a $20-25 figure. The articulation, a huge improvement over the original, and my only gripe with the figure is the fact that my hip joints are a little bit loose. But hey, that's fixable, and hopefully you will get one with a bit stiffer joints. I'm gonna leave you guys with a whole bunch of poses for Striker and the epic soundtrack of Pacific Rim. Bye guys, I'll see you next time. Acest video v-a fost adus de către 101figurine.ro. Intră și tu acum pe 101figurine.ro pentru a vizualiza o multitudine de statuete și figurine din universurile tale preferate.